So I guess the questions now are, will I get overboost? Will it keep the boost to 0.25 of a bar like it should do? And being a Chinese copy, which I'm sure lots and lots of people assume is going to fall apart in 5 minutes, if it does successfully control the boost, how long will it do it for? I've got a track day up at Blyton just under 2 weeks, so kind of wanting to have it all sorted for then. Anyway, time to de-oil myself and get out whilst the sun's here. Pressure pipe that was onto the wastegate off of the airbox, or what's it called, phlegm chamber, whatever it is. Obviously that wasn't fit for purpose. So after much fighting and arguing and skin knuckles, I had to take that thing off again to turn it around, because one of the little grub screws, which I think I mentioned before, I really don't like tiny grub screws. Of course the Allen key head rounded off in it, so I had to strip the whole thing apart and drill out and all that kind of stuff. All fun and games. Anyway, so that's that in. And although before I said about that getting hot, I actually think that is a better position. What I've done, so I've got last bit of normal silicone hose I've got, and I've got some braiding. Unfortunately the braiding I've got isn't quite long enough, but I put some braiding over it, so I'm hoping that will help protect it from the heat coming off the exhaust. But of course the wastegate itself gets very hot, so I'm not sure if it's going to help or no, because of course it'll help if the heat's coming off the exhaust, but if the heat is getting to the hose more from the wastegate than the exhaust, it will actually insulate it and make it worse. So yeah, I guess it's one of these things I've just got to give it a go and see what happens. So that's that fitted. Goes up to, I know I pronounce this wrong all the time, phlegm chamber, I don't bloody know. Airbox, pressurized airbox, and this is all redundant at the moment, so that's just normally closed. So hopefully we'll be okay. I think I'll just tie that across to there as well, just so it's not flapping around too much. That's a bit more secure there now. This is cable tied across, so that's not going to flap around. Right, now to work out how to attach this air ducting to try and get a bit of cool air behind there, which again I don't know if it's going to make any difference, but I just think with these things it's worth a try. I got the 3D printer on the go again as well, and 3D printed this sort of basic air scoop kind of thing that I can then attach probably on one of the points where the bulkhead's attached to. So I've had a bit of digging around in the garage, and I seem to have 2 different diameters of this stuff. It's not massively different, but the smaller one all seems to be a bit short and a bit knackered, and in the case of that one a bit mouldy actually. So I think I'm going to have a bash using this bigger one, and basically I can get it in through that gap there, virtually have it touching the wastegate, and then have one of these trumpets on the end, maybe probably P-clipped on. Yeah, let's work out how to connect this. I don't know if higher is any better. The other alternative is right the way up here, up by the roll bar, which might actually be, because I'm told there is high pressure zones up in this area. I'm not sure, because down here I can kind of P-clip that on, but where this is like 50mm, I'm not sure if I've got anything I can use to attach. So I've got these clamps I've used for the intercooler. I don't think I've got any more of those. My original thought was I was going to use one of these bolts here that hold the bulkhead on, but the trouble is, I don't know if you guys see from the angles, it'll actually mean the hose has to sort of go back on itself, which is probably not a good idea. Using this stuff always reminds me of those of you who come from the same vintage as me will remember the 90s superbikes that started trying to use sort of prior to forced air induction into the air boxes. They were trying to get cool air in, and especially the ZX R400 and 750 had what the press at the time, the motorbike press, was a bit unfair and dubbed bits of vacuum cleaner. No idea if they did a job or no, but I always thought they looked quite cool. Now, is this going to help? I don't know. I'm told it's a high pressure area here. I don't know if anyone's ever actually measured that or just guessed. And I got that ducted down, so it's kind of pointing straight at that wastegate. I don't really have much idea if it's going to work. I can't see how it's going to make anything worse, and I don't really have any way of doing a little bit of science here and measuring, because I don't have anything I can measure temperature down there. Actually I have. Maybe I might do that. Maybe I might measure temperature down there at some point, because I could use a cart lap timer with the temperature thing on. Anyway, getting a bit sidetracked there. So that's that done, bar going out and testing it. And I now have no overboost at all, which is great news. I know that's really hard to see, but that is the top of the wastegate with my cooling tube. And again, I know this is a far from scientific thing, but I can touch the top of that now. It's pretty warm, but I can do that. Yesterday I touched the top by accident, and I now have a blister and a burn on my little finger, which that dressing is helping with. So that may not be the most scientific way of telling that it's running a bit cooler, but I think it probably is a way. Now I'm finally back to the position where I can start working on that boost controller again. Whether I can get it fitted in time before the track day I'm doing next Monday, I'm not too sure. I might have to just use this conventionally then. But anyway, it's progress. So far, after a grand total of about 30 miles, I can say Chinese boost controller, Chinese wastegate is working well. Hi, thanks for getting to the end of the video. If you're not already subscribed, please do so now. Just hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell button, and that way YouTube will tell you when there's any new videos. We've got some big plans ahead for the channel, including possibly a car build from scratch. So if you want to get involved with that, now's the time to subscribe. Cheers then, bye.